Hello, fellow Americans. My name is Sarah Hart, and I will be talking about the American Revolution. The American Revolution, also called the United States War of Independence or American Revolutionary War, took place between 1775 and 1783 and was a rebellion by which 13 of Great Britain's North American colonies won political independence and went on to form the United States of America. The war followed more than a decade of growing separation between the British Crown and a large and influential portion of its North American colonies. This was caused by British attempts to claim control over colonial affairs after having to abide to a policy of salutary neglect, which is avoiding strict enforcement of parliamentary laws meant to keep British colonies obedient to England. Basically, the colonists were not happy having to obey strict laws by the British to keep them on a leash. The conflict was a civil war within the British Empire in early 1778, but afterwards it became an international war as France and Spain joined the colonies against Britain. From the beginning, sea power was vital in determining the course of the war, lending to British a strategy that flexibly helped compensate for the comparatively small numbers of troops sent to America and ultimately enabling the French to help bring about the final British surrender at Yorktown. As I said before, for more than a decade before the outbreak of the American Revolution in 1775, tensions had been building between colonists and the British authorities. The British government first passed the Stamp Act in 1765 to help pay for British troops stationed in the colonies during the 7 Years' War. By taxing the colonies, they were met with heated protests among many colonists who disliked their lack of representation in Parliament or the highest legislature, and demanded the same rights as other British subjects. Colonial resistance led to violence in 1770 when British soldiers opened fire on a mob of colonists, killing 5 men in what was known as the Boston Massacre. The Tea Act was the final straw in a series of unpopular policies and taxes imposed by Britain on the American colonies. The policy ignited a power keg of opposition and disliking among American colonists and was the spark of the Boston Tea Party in 1773, where patriots from Massachusetts dressed as Mohawk Indians and protested against the act by dumping crates of tea into the Boston Harbor. This was one of the most drastic actions that the colonists did since tea was the only product left with tax. The Parliament was outraged and passed a series of measures known as the Intolerable or Coercive Acts, designed to acknowledge royal authority in Massachusetts.